Now, Caitlin, what have you got in your suitcase?
One pair of dreams. Done. Try again.
The pressure.
You can't handle the pressure. Okay, try again.
What have you got in your suitcase?
One pair of jeans and a whole lot of dreams.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
The bliss of the abyss.
Once upon a time in a land far away, a poor farmer and his wife lived all alone. They were very lonesome.
Let's try that one again, shall we? Hello, and welcome to The Bliss of the Abyss. I'm your host, Mr. Robert. Hello, Mr. Robert. Welcome. How are you doing? I'm okay. How are you? More importantly. Hey? Has your week been all right? Have you felt stressed? Have you wondered, where am I? We all have these moments. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. We do all have those moments, though, don't we? Where you're like, what the flying fuck am I going to do? You know? Life is just such a big melee of just constantly shifting forces outside of our control. And what do we have? What do we have? Music. We used to, anyway. Festivals. Theatre. Community. We've still got all these things, haven't we? It's just, I guess I'm feeling a bit maudlin. Here's the thing you shouldn't do. Watch documentary footage of people having fun pre-2020. So, like, if you see Glastonbury footage and it's just swaths of people in blissful unity singing along to some song while an amazing artist performs on the stage and the lights are perfect and the people doing the music are right and there are people selling beautiful food that they've spent time making and there's bonding and bondage and community and love and fucking... A lot of it is just because people are allowed to stand next to each other and breathe the same air. Remember that? We could breathe the same air and stand next to each other, even if you didn't know who that person was. Now you look at them as if they have the plague, because they might. I tell you what, though, the US every year has around 10 or so cases of plague. Learned that the other day. Plague. That's a Mr. T plague. T for the. Although there are loads of other plagues, aren't there? Who wants to hear about the 10 deadliest epidemics through history? That would be a fun time at the movies, eh? Welcome to the Bliss of the Abyss. This week, we've forgotten what bliss means. But in the abyss, we got the third cholera pandemic, the Asian flu pandemic, typhus fever in World War I, the Cocolizzi epidemic, the plague of Justinian, the Antonine plague, the third plague pandemic, and the Black Death, to name but a few. Cocolizzi epidemic, 1576. Okay, Robert, use your powers of deduction to work out what that is. Is that the conquistadors, or am I off by 100 years? Come on, let's have a look, eh? Come on. What's the problem? The Cocolizzi epidemic refers to millions of deaths in the territory of New Spain, which is present-day Mexico. Cocolizzi refers to a collection of pests. Symptoms were very much the same as Ebola, but included a dark tongue, jaundice, and neck nodules. Neck nodules. What the fuck? Okay, I wasn't that far off. The conquistadors arrived in the West Indies in 1492. So there we go. So maybe it was their fault. Huh? Nobody knows the trouble I've seen. Nobody knows the trouble I've seen. Welcome to the abyss of the bliss. You thought you were happy, huh? Started with a kiss. Never thought it would come to this. I never thought it would come to this. Me singing It Started With a Kiss into the mic. Hey, you know what I like doing, because I'm a pensioner, is playing code words. Strap in for 10 minutes of material on code words. People don't even know what code words are, do they? I mean, So like you now listening, hello, it's probably me. Do you know what a code word is? I do. Well, yeah, I know you do. Hoodoo. Voodoo. Sorry. Yeah, code words are good. It looks like a crossword, right? Except there's no clues. There are just numbers. And each number represents a letter. And you have to try and work it out. And they give you like 2 letters to begin with or something. And you work it out. And then you have your mid-afternoon nap. You have a nice bowl of soup. And you're in bed by 4. I got 1 pair of jeans and a whole lot of dreams. So Kaylin said to me. We went on holiday to the Isle of Wight. Oh, gosh. Don't have so much to tell you about the Isle of Wight. But the main thing about the Isle of Wight is if Jeff Bezos came back as Jesus, he'd be Jeff Jesus. Which is, you know, that's the kind of level you can expect from me, from my comedy. Huh? Selling like goat cakes. I tell you what, it's been selling like goat cakes. Sure you don't mean hot cakes? Goat cakes. Oat cakes? Goat cakes. Cakes made of goat. Cakes made of goat? Well, cakes with goat in them, made of goat. What do you want from me? Selling. I mean, look at them. They're selling like goat cakes. No, those are goat cakes. Yeah? And they're selling like goat cakes. I mean, you mean slowly? Well, business has been a bit slow today. Yeah. I'm not surprised. You're selling goat cakes. Yeah, but they're selling like goat cakes. That's not necessarily a good thing. Now, if you said they're selling like hot cakes, I'd say, well done. Well, I mean, some of them are hot. We've got hot goat cakes, cold goat cakes, cold goat cakes. That sounds disgusting. Although, can I try? Well, don't know about try. You can buy one. You're cheap. Well, okay, fine. How much are they? £2.50 for a cold, $4.75 for a hot. Sorry, what's your pricing system here? Well, I heat up myself. What with? My breath? Okay, I'll take a cold, thank you. Bit chewy. Well, how were they? Go on, come on, tell me. Well, come on, don't be shy. How were they? It started with a kiss. And then they move together. They lock eyes. And that, my friends, is how I want to start my next movie. And it's going to be called 1 Pair of Jeans and a Whole Lot of Dreams. Wish I hadn't laughed that time. Don't laugh when you're talking because people don't understand what you're saying. Okay? Says who? You know, I got really into Twins React. And it's these two, like, they're young teens. And he's like, oh, welcome to the reaction. Here we go. Another submission on YouTube. Another banger. And he just, like, watches videos and listens to music that he would have, like, never heard of. Because he was a young teen brought up on rap music. And so he gets to, like, listen to, you know, Smells Like Teen Spirit or something. He's, like, never heard this before. But then, obviously, it's fucking wicked. Of course it is. So it's kind of addictive watching him. You know? He's got like 1 pair of jeans and a whole lot of dreams. Selling like goat cakes, mate. So I got a question. And this is animal related. Not that goat cakes aren't. It doesn't make any sense either, selling like goat cakes. Goat doesn't even like rhyme with hot. So like, and selling like oat cakes, that's not a thing. So what am I talking about? It's just a prime example of something that you find funny and other people don't. Thanks. It's not a very nice way to talk to yourself though, is it? Do you know what I mean? Give yourself a boost. Hey, be nice to yourself. Be kind. Rewind. So, yeah, here are my animal-related things. Goat cakes, number 1. But we'll move on. Squirrels, kangaroos, and elephants. Right? So what's that? 4? No, 3, not including goat cakes, which we could include goat cake. So let's do a random number generator and see which one I'm going to talk about. Beep, boop, boop, beep, 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 beep. Boop, 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 beep, boop, 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 boop.
You have selected kangaroo. To change your selection, please number generate again.
Cost me lots, that. That's what I'm doing with all my millions.
My millions. I've invested my millions into new technology. Code words. It's very, very clever. I think I'll make many, many millions more. Thanks. Anyway, I'm off to bed now. Got some goat cakes for dinner.
Catalina had a dream. And in it, we were like at a party or something. I'm going to get some facts of the dream wrong, but who the fuck cares? It's a dream. I could just be making it all up, but I'm not. But I could. In fact, I'm going to make up this whole dream, because why not? Like, isn't that just as good? Maybe, in fact, I can probably punch it up. Caitlin's boring dream. How about this? But now, of course, I've got to kind of live up to that. So here we go. So in the dream, we were walking through a field, and there was nothing there. Great. Oh, I like bad things and good things. No, it was like a festival, and we lost touch with each other somehow. You know, you get lost in the throng and whatever. You can't find each other, and you're like, meet by the thing, and you get to the thing, the other person's not there, and you got no reception. And, oh my God, good times. Anyway, so I'd been missing for a while, and she spots me, and like, I turn to face her, and my mouth is just like bleeding, but like also like meth mouth. You ever seen meth mouth? Like teeth start to fall out, and the lips get all dry and cracked. I believe it's because you produce less saliva when you're on meth. So another reason not to do it, in case you needed a few more. Yeah, so there's me all methy and bleeding, and I'm holding this kangaroo, right? And she goes, "What, Rob, what the fuck is going on?" And I go, "Check out this dog!" Check out this dog. And it like kind of jumps, and I'm struggling to hold it, kind of thing, because it's a kangaroo. And then the kangaroo gets out a frying pan. He chops up some onion, garlic, cumin, curcumin, turmeric, curcumin, bit of salt, bit of pepper, salt, and some chopped goat. Blends that into a paste once it's cooked, folds it into pastry. That's a goat cake, and it's sold out. Anyway, on the Isle of Wight, we ate at a place called Call It What You Will. So to all my listeners on the Isle of Wight, it's in Cowes, and you have to go. It's like one of my top 7 restaurants of all time. It's always top 5, isn't it? Top 5, top 10, well, top 7 restaurants of all time. And ask for Sam and tell him I sent you. It's the most delicious soul food, New Orleans style, and it's like you walk in there, there's no menu, it's just a chill vibe. It's the kind of stuff that it's very hard to explain to other people without them getting jealous or thinking you're a knob. But just imagine like the best kind of food environment you could have, except you're in a restaurant, but it feels like you're like round your best mate's house, and he's cooking you up a storm and just bringing you out delicious things, the bisque, the ribs, and he had some fucking cool stories, this guy, right? Shout out to Sam, friends in low places. I've got to email him, actually. I really want him to come on to this show. I just get the feeling he's got fucking experiences. He's got stories. He'll be an interesting guest. And, yeah. So I'm gonna ask him. But if you're in the Isle of Wight, go to Call It What You Will. And may they forever be successful in all they do. Like me. So we have had kangaroo, What have we got left on the number generator? We've got squirrels and elephants. What even is that? That's not even something that a thing sounds like. So let's go with elephants. This is from livescience.com. A zoo in Poland plans to test CBD on its elephants for stress relief. A chemical. By the way, CBD is a chemical found in cannabis. You square, if you didn't know that. Where have you been? It's 2020. Everyone's on it, including the elephants. According to the BBC, the Warsaw Zoo's decision follows the March death of Erna, the elder elephant in the herd. Elephants are matriarchal, meaning older females tend to lead the herd, so it's not tend to. Why did I say that? Because I'm sexist pig. They do lead. Matriarchs. Why is it always sexist pig? You know? What about sexist stag? But pig isn't even the male. It should be sexist boar. There's boars and sows. There's boars and sows in the pig taxonomy. I'm getting distracted because there's something here that says 20 amazing animal tongues. I want to click it. I clicked it. What about the elephants on marijuana? What about the elephants on marijuana? You get it. They're stressed. They're stressed, so they're giving them CBD. What do we think? What do we think other than, like, what? Unlike THC, marijuana's main psychoactive ingredient, CBD doesn't cause humans to get high. Or not that high. Thing with CBD, right, is there's definitely some snake oil people selling CBD. Where it's like, CBD ice cream, £58. CBD back rub. That's good, though. That's the problem. My mum got CBD for her dog because she thought it would chill it out. Yeah, it didn't. Shout out to Milo. But if you've got a stiff back and someone rubs some fucking CBD oil in there, it's really nice. It feels really nice, like it relaxes you. Oh, but it's not a cure-all, is it? It's just like a... I mean, it's the same if you rub your back with, like, menthol. It feels nice. It, like, soothes it. I guess the reason people even give a fuck is because cannabis is still illegal in, like, most of the world, which boggles the mind that is still a fact, and that's mainly because of fucking Nixon. What a dick. Hey, if I've got any Nixon fans who are listeners, lose my number. Do you like when people say that? Lose my number, yeah? Lose my number, mate. Lose my number. And left in the random number generator, we have... Can I remember off the top of my head? Squirrels! 20 amazing animal tongues. Some tongues are forked, others are blue, and many are sticky. I'm not sure how necessary this is. My friend listened to it and tried to sing Sinbad the Sailor back to me and got it wrong. So, listen carefully, please. Oh, who's the most No, I'm not going to. That would be so annoying. But it is still in my head the whole time. And in a way, this podcast is just me. Except when I have guests. I'm such an idiot. No, I'm not. Okay, now look. Where were we? We're on the last of the animal generators, aren't we? And then we'll wrap it up. Bloop, 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 bloop. Squirrels. Now, a lot of this episode has been brought to you by livescience.com. Live science? And I don't know why that is. But I wanted to know, because here's the thing, right? We started out friends. Sorry. Here's the thing. People love squirrels, right? Actually, the Isle of Wight is where there are apparently loads of red squirrels. Did I see any? Did I fuck? Those poor little red squirrels. But there's been a consistent changing of the narrative over the course of my life about squirrels. And I mean this, I'm lumping all squirrels in together, okay? Call me a squirrelist if you want, but I'm a squirrel-phile. not in a dirty way, just in a nice way. That word's been ruined, hasn't it? But it just means nice. It just means love.
It means you love it. An audiophile likes audio. A dinophile likes dinosaurs. I can't think of any more examples.
Oh, yeah. But there's been a consistent narrative over the course of my life. I remember when I was a kid and they said, listen, squirrels bury nuts. Because they know when winter comes and they're hungry, they're going to need nuts. So they bury them. They remember when they buried them, where they buried them, how many nuts were buried there, what kind of nut was buried there. And then when they're hungry and there are no more nuts on the trees or the ground, they dig them up. Right? We're all familiar with this narrative. My God. In fact, it's been rammed down our throats. But somewhere along the way, this started to change, and people started telling me, psst, hey, psst, 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 come here, come closer. Squirrels don't fucking remember where they put their nuts. Yeah? And I remember believing it. I probably laughed. Hey? It was a simpler time. You could laugh back then. Before the coronavirus. To pause on the squirrels for a second. Do you see that thing about like government advice for singers being like, well, you could sing less loudly. That would stop the spread of coronavirus. Yeah, at some point, is it like, are they just fucking with us? They just don't want any kind of happiness. It's like, try singing quieter. But anyway, I don't want to get into coronavirus. The coronavirus is real. I don't want to get into that hot topic because I'm busy talking about squirrels. Okay, so have you ever wondered if what they say about squirrels is true? Do they remember where their nuts are, or is it just complete bollocks? And they just bury them wherever, and they're just like, meh. I mean, I hope when I dig, some nuts appear. See, this is why I don't believe it. Because then they'd waste all their energy. Just think about how much ground there is. Lots. Think about how big a squirrel is. Tiny. So they can't just be picking a random spot and digging. Because the chances of finding a nut are, 1 in 10 billion. So there's your odds, son. No, not high enough to have that as a system. And as we all know, squirrels are nuts about nuts. Thanks. But they're abundant, aren't they? It's not like apart from the red squirrel, hey, endangered. You know why that is? Because the grey squirrel coming over here, taking our jobs. My new political podcast. Can you all play a podcast? One pair of jeans and a whole lot of dreams. The coronavirus is real, actually. I know it is. I don't know who that character is either. Do you think I should have more catchphrases? Like, what have I got so far? I've got Sinbad the Sailor. I've got the Big Bang Theory, the Big Bang Theory, the Big Bang Theory. Yeah. I got the shed story. All right. How's the shed going? Haven't finished yet. Oh, crimey. What else have I got? I've got welcome to, remember that? Welcome to Do You Remember That? Welcome to Do You Remember That? In this show, I'll be remembering when I did Welcome To a bit more often, even though now I don't do it quite as often, but welcome back to welcoming it back. Does that make perfect sense? Good. That's what I thought so. Back to catchphrases. Hachwa! That's my latest one. I think I've got too small of an attention span, so I can't really do catchphrases. Some comedians do catchphrases. Or they've got things that they say over and over again. Like, for example, life fucking rips. And then you're like, oh, but you're just a creep, are you? Potential sex offender. I see. Potential. What am I talking about? Okay, anyway, moving on to squirrels. The things I actually talk about on this podcast are so stupid. No, they're not. Hey, Hey. What the hell was I talking about when I was mentioning goat cakes? Like, maybe that's my new catchphrase. They're selling like goat cakes, mate. Get yourself involved. Did I ever tell you about my housemate, Stu? Oh, mate. I miss you. Hey, Stu. I miss you, mate. Cheers, Rob. Terrible impression. Let's cut that. Who's let's? Me later listening back to this. And my editor. It is. Have you ever thought that the editors would be better as a band if they decided to pronounce their name as if they were Australian? It is. Sounds a bit like Adidas, but that's fine. So those are my new catchphrases. Some old, some new, something borrowed, something made by a Jew. It's a Jewish wedding. And it should be blue. Okay, let's backtrack slightly, okay? Squirrels. Okay, they bury their food in the winter. Yeah? Brilliant. So they either split it up, right? Many different little places where you could, sort of like, I keep my pistachios over by the oak tree, which is confusing. I keep my acorns over by the pistachio tree, even more confusing. I'll keep my almonds over here, my macadamias over there, and now there's that system, right? We'll call it the scatter hoard. And then there's the larder hoard, where you put all of your nuts into one basket. Put all your nuts in this basket for me, would you? Okay, so those are the two types of storing that you can do. If you're an animal and you're burying nuts and digging them back up. Scatter hoard, larder hoard. What do we think the squirrels do? We know what they do, mate. They scatter hoard. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, so in recent research published in the Royal Society Open Science, Delgado, who is he? Michael Maria Delgado, showed that squirrels will arrange and bury their stash according to certain traits, such as the type of nut. This is known as chunking. Boom! Come on, mate, I called it. Nuts. Well, no, not that. This is known as chunking, and research shows that in other species, such behavior allows animals to mentally organize their hoard, which may help them remember where it is later on. So, it's not random, yeah? Squirrels know what they're doing. Depending on the squirrel species and the type of nut, squirrels are generally able to retrieve up to 95% of their buried food. Okay? 95%. So look, this article obviously agrees with me. Squirrels know what they're doing. Stop hating on them. Stop saying they don't remember where the nuts are. Yes, they do. 95%. Now, having said that, this is what's known as confirmation bias. So now we have to look up. Squirrels forget where they buried their food. And now we have to find some evidence to back it up. Welcome to the internet. So I think what I've done here, looking at it now, is I've made a straw man and I've beaten him in an argument. Because, yes, squirrels do remember where they buried their nuts. And no one online is saying that they don't. So, but some people on Quora agree that they do forget. Kristen Lauterbach Craig says, no, it's a random process. They randomly bury, along with the blue jays, then randomly dig around looking for the loot. Right? But who's Kristen and where did she get this info from? And apparently millions of trees in the world are accidentally planted by squirrels who bury nuts. So, squirrels, the original eco-warriors. And that's why I'm calling for a squirrel revolution, I guess. You know? But that is just a picture that says those words on. Millions of trees in the world are accidentally planted by squirrels. But then the other The other side of it is that, yes, definitely, squirrels remember where they bury their nuts. You see, this is why I don't go on the internet anymore. What about people who say that? I'm off the socials. I'm deleting all of it. I mean, yeah, good for you. Hey, good for you. Hashtag live your dreams. That's what I'm doing. You know, every single one of them is being lived. If you're in London, and I am, remember the tube hand sanitizer is watered down. You heard it here first. Conspiracast. Should we see what Caitlin thinks? What percentage? Bean? Can you come in here for a second? Hi.
Hi.
You're eating grapes.
Of course.
Pause for a second.
Okay.
Come in.
Yes.
Don't look at the screen.
Okay.
I'm recording.
Okay.
What percentage of nuts are found by squirrels who bury them?
I don't know, but I do know this because we've talked about it, and I also did a fun fact for Night Zookeeper where squirrels almost always forget where they bury their nuts. Or something like that.
Okay. All right, so I know roughly where your position is. You're on the squirrels are forgetful side of the spectrum.
Yes.
One question, why?
Because they're nutkins.
That's not a good scientific answer.
You don't get the nutkin title if you're not a little bit forgetful. Like, woof.
So many nuts, so much burying.
One pair of jeans.
And a whole lot of dreams.
How about 80%?
Well, hold on. A second ago you were saying
I
they
know,
forget
but
most
you know
of
what?
them.
Live dangerously.
95%. Not only that, but they stash by nut type. So they'll have like the macadamias over here.
Really?
The acorns over here.
Oh wow, I was just like sharing shit then. I need to double check
Well, this is what I was thinking. At a certain point, when you're a kid, you learn squirrels bury their nuts.
Yeah.
And then they eat them in the winter. And you're like, cool.
Yeah.
And then at some point, and I don't know what happened, people started being like, you know, squirrels don't know what the fuck they're doing. And I guess I just believed it.
I do too. I mean,
No,
are you sure?
you still do. Am I sure? Well, livescience.com said...
No, what does nature.com know?
This is much more complicated. I was trying to... No, I'm not going to do this. This is too much complicated. Look, I'll show
Is
you.
it live science or live science?
I know, that's what I kept saying. How would you know? Live science. It's like, it's probably live. Okay, so this is what they do. Look, there's the larder horde or the scatter horde, right? And they do the scatter horde.
Yeah.
And look, there's research. See, look, type of nut. They do it by type of nut. Multiple grey squirrels. Individuals remember their own, even if they're in proximity to lots of other squirrels. They remember where their own ones are. And
I need to look this up, bro.
nutkins. Why? Because you've been spreading disinformation.
Mm-hmm.
I can't. Yeah, here we go. 95%. Research shows up to 95%. Now, obviously, on the other side of this thing is people saying squirrels forget their nuts, and that's why we've got trees.
Yeah. Stop killing that dream.
Yeah, but that dream involves shitting all over the squirrel.
The squirrel can handle it. You ever see a squirrel like climb up or down a tree and they can just kind of hang upside down?
Yeah,
they're
just
cool.
stay there.
They don't need extra attention or compliments.
Yeah, they're cool, so why aren't we giving them credit? Credit.
Until I can put one in a harness and walk it, I don't care.
All right, well, let's see what I can do. Now, did you see a red squirrel on the Isle of Wight?
No. I did see a lion. It's majestic as fuck. So, poop on you.
Thanks very much.
You're welcome.
Well, I think we've all learned a lot. One pair of jeans and a whole lot of dreams. Great. we can't do any better than that. I'm going to finish on that. The fantastically talented, the wickedly talented Adele Dazeem. Let's finish with that, just to hear it. If you haven't heard it, everyone's heard it. But if you haven't heard it, here is John Travolta introducing an award for Idina Menzel. And he's clearly never heard of her. And this is what he says instead of her name. Adele Dazeem. Yep. Come and get it.
Gorgeously
The
empowering
wickedly
song,
talented
Let It Go,
Caitlin
from the
Berry.
Oscar-winning animated movie
Oh,
Frozen.
yeah? Come on then.
Please welcome
Let me hear the
the
joke.
wickedly talented.
This is
one and
probably, I'm
only
probably going to end the
Adele
podcast with this, so
Dazeem.
no pressure.
Okay. How do you make an octopus laugh?
It's going to be a pun. Give his ten a tickle.
You give him tentacles.
Oh, that's quite close. But kind of ruined the joke by trying to guess. Instead of just letting you tell
The
it.
only reason why you know it is because I've shown you it already in your recent mind's
Hey,
eye.
bullshit.
It's true.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
No, I just worked on the logic of jokes.
Stevie wants to know why I got up and left her.
Why did you?
They needed my phone.
Stevie the cat, psh, psh, come in. She's been on the podcast once before.
Yeah.
Going. She's not reacting, is she? Mm-mm. Okay, before you go, can I just get clean audio of you saying one pair of jeans and a whole lot of dreams?
Yeah.
And then we'll high five and you can go.
Okay.
Hey, Caitlin.
Yeah?
Where you are going to?
To the pool!
Where you are going to?
To the pool!
What you going to do at the pool?
Swim!
No, Caitlin, what have you got in your suitcase?
One pair of dreams. Hold on, try again.
The pressure.
You can't handle the pressure. Okay, try again.
What have you got in your suitcase?
One pair of jeans and a whole lot of dreams.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I really did say that once.
What can I say except...
Are we
Mwah.
done now? Goodbye.
Bye,
Love
bye-bye.
you.
Bye, I love you.
Did you tell them anything about the culinary corner?
Caitlin's Culinary Corner will be back soon. We're just on hiatus as Caitlin pulls her finger out of her ass and gets some work done.
Oh my god.
No, you want to come on soon?
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, come and do the Culinary Corner again. That way I can make millions with my extra listeners.
We'll talk about umami.
Okay. Love you! And I love you. That's right, you, the listener. You, this person here. You. You're the reason I do this. And because I have issues in my brain. I wonder what I'll die of. That's a nice thought to leave you on. Goodbye. You know how you go, welcome to the bliss of the abyss? Can you go, farewell from the bliss of the abyss? Because I'm going to do it now. Thanks for listening. And I'll check in on you next week. That's not what we do here. We just have a podcast. We just have a podcast. I love you very much. I love you very much. Kiss me. Thank you for listening to the show. This has been The Bliss of the Abyss with your host, me, Robin Emma Jones, Ruskin Denmark, whatever you want to call me. If you've enjoyed the show, please consider supporting it by becoming a patron. Go to patreon.com/The Bliss of the Abyss and give whatever you can. It really, really helps support the show and keeps it growing and becoming better and bigger and brighter. Follow us on all the social medias, follow me on all the social medias, and give us 5 stars. It helps grow the show. Keep coming back every week for more Bliss of the Abyss.
Message 1. Hey, Nose, it's me. She's calling to see if maybe you're in now, but I guess not, so I guess I will talk to you tomorrow. Have a good night. Talk to you then. Bye.